Oh, good day, everyone. Good day from wherever you're watching from. You're welcome to our program today, Successful Living. Successful Living is a talk show that has been brought to you by IIEU. IIU is International Internship University, and it is a leading virtual education system and global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well reputed in delivering innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. In a short span of time, IIU has spread its wing in 195 countries and 6 continents. Wow, that's deserving a clap, right? Yeah. So this has been achieved under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit, sir. Sir, you've done very well. A committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. And I will not continue without also saying a thank you to our own Emmy for the wonderful coordination. It's not been very easy, but she's been doing a very, very superb job. Okay, here today we have a very wonderful person in our midst today. And I'm sure today is not going to be business as usual. You can see the way she's just glowing and smiling already, ready to tell us, how she has gotten here and also motivate us to do better. You remember the talk show is tagged Successful Living. And that's why today we have Dr. Srividhya. Oh my God, did I get the name correctly, ma'am?
You really got it right, Sola. There you are.
Thank you. I really tried. So let me just tell us about a brief about a doctor here. She's an educationist with a difference. I love women doing so well. She celebrates every single moment of life so as to evolve herself. You cannot talk about education without self-awareness. Okay. To evolve ourselves, community and terrain. If you see it, self is coming before community. When you discover self, then you can be useful to the community and the world at large. She's an educationist by choice and having a long, intriguing and cherished experience for over 3 decades to cohort a holistic education with the mission of every child matters here. That is fantastic because every child can learn, but not everyone can teach, right? An active support member of the government and non-government educational authorities and missionaries designed and implemented well-published programs that create learning environments that are inclusive, safe, and secured, and healthy to augment the sustainable global educational goals set by UNESCO. Community well-being and quality assurance being a well-distinguished cohort, with research and training being the pivot force. She's keen in molding future leaders for tomorrow. She's also a transformational coach and inspirational motivator who have contributed to bringing radical changes in culture for the cause of education or for a social cause. Wow. Ma'am, I celebrate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. This is wonderful and it's worthy of emulation. And this is just to prove that IIU is very intentional about the people they bring to their program. That's people of caliber, people that are doing so well, people that we can learn from. So welcome again, ma'am, to this our program today. And I'm sure you are going to enjoy this section with us, right?
Thank you, Sola. I'm so humbled and with the Beautiful description, beautiful introduction of me. Thank you so much. Being an educationist, I'm able to relate so much the in-depth meaning of exactly what you share now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm also glad that educators are the ones talking now, so we can relate so much with so many things. Okay, ma'am, without further ado, I will just quickly go straight on to the what we have for you. Can you tell us more about your background and how you became an educationist with a difference?
Yeah. Thank you. I love the way that you say that educationists with the difference,
Yeah.
because I'm always delighted to call myself as an educationist with a difference and who celebrates every single moment of life so as to evolve as self, community, and terrain. Any education which does not go back to the community is absolutely zero. If
Mm.
you're educated, if you're learned, the way you give back to the community is the most priority thing that we need to think about. Yes, I celebrate every single moment of life as creating opportunities to evolve from its successes, to move on and rise above and beyond and live up to the expectations. On the other hand, failures are always my life experiences, which we learn and move on. But I want to fail to cherish and celebrate those moments and acquaintances of those experiences. Coming to an educationist where etymology, the meaning of education is to learn, to know, and to lead out. So education, being in the field of education means to me is to lead internally. You have
Mm.
to evolve from within. You have to bring out the hidden the talent of the learner, or not only the learner, of any individual. An educationist is a specialist in this area of education, leading them from the world of unknown to the known. So
Mm.
you create opportunities for others to know themselves while they engage, explore, equip, empower, experience, evolve, execute, and excel, and thus become the example in their fields. So, this is the total evolution of education. And when we do it as education 360 degrees, then it is one complete circle. In other words, it is leading by example, and education with a difference. Should I move
Wow.
on?
Wow. I mean, if we don't have any other discussion today, if it's just this that we have now, you've said so many things just within this space of time. You said so many things because as educators, we know that when you fail, it only means one thing, you're learning. I mean, somebody that is not learning cannot fail. It means when every time you fail at something and you get up to do it again, means that you're learning, you've learned from your mistake and you're trying to do it better. And
Very
also
true.
you talked about leading internally. You cannot lead people without leading yourself. I mean, you have to lead yourself first. And that really shows that you are an educator with a different, what you said is just correct. You said so much. And I am so happy having this discussion with you today, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Very
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
yeah,
in your profile, you also mentioned that you are a transformational coach. Ordinary, as a 21st century educator, you are a coach, a facilitator, a mentor, a motivator. But now, being a transformational coach is another thing on its own. And you have come out to say that apart from being an educationist with a difference, you are a transformational coach. So what inspired you to go that route again, that, okay, in addition to this education stuff, I want to be a transformational coach? What inspired you, ma'am?
very true. I am sure, Sola, you will agree with me. The future of the civilization, to a greater extent, written in the walls of the classroom. Not said by me, though by John Milton Smith. It is of paramount importance to create the ideal ambience that shapes the minds of generations to become that they become the inheritors of the earth. Such an education is achieved only when the mind is free and agile, and it's guided by open-ended learning, acquainted with moral values, thus relating education to the real world. So we need to coach our students how to think, how to act, how to experience, how to enjoy learning, how to come out of it, how to learn, how to empower themselves. So this kind of coaching emphasizes that education is not a preparation for life, but it is actually the life itself. Every single learning experience is a life experience so that they learn from it. This kind of education will create new generation of students who are self-reliant, self-made, self-disciplined, very honest and fearless, and they will be totally resilient, who will never leave the path of righteousness, who will never give up whatever hardships are thrown in the way of life. They will unfold, they will learn to unfold rather the new chalk challenges, explore all new endeavors, take up new responsibilities, become innovative leaders who will resolve and work to lead in for transformation, contributing to the community and the world, thus becoming the most dependable citizens of the world. Such an education as an edict to follow, that is right attitude in the right direction. Every single learning experience that the student goes through in this kind of learning experience is a round on a potter's wheel. Shola, hope you will agree with me.
Oh,
Every touch on the
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
every touch on the potter's hand is a round on this kiln of clay, of the wet clay, rebuilding misshapen pottery that every day in the school is hardening and setting up an environment of a friendly mold and mold to carry them far and beyond. And this is achievable only by a group of care, committed, dedicated teachers like us. And thus, who treat this service as a divine service to the humanity. So we lead our student community from ignorance to the truth, from darkness to the light, from the death to deathlessness, such that they learn. And we keep on learning. As you definitely mentioned during your introduction, an education is by choice. I'm very passionate about education, and I'm an educationist by choice. With my long cherished experience of over three decades, I always work to impart a holistic education system of the learners, working on scholastic and post-scholastic growth of the students. So when we work in this conducive atmosphere and environment where they enjoy what they are doing, they celebrate every single moment of being there, and it's a process of evolution. They take up the learning, they take up the responsibility of the learning process and the education progress and work towards its achievement. In this process, they celebrate, they collaborate, they communicate, they catalyst for the change, challenge those challenges in this process of the hardship, thus evolving themselves in citizenship, thus contributing to the community and the country. As I mentioned before, the educationist, being an educationist over a spectrum of services is so vast. We not only work with the younger generations, we also work with the older generation, the teachers, the teaching and the non-teaching staff, even the parents, and also the other service providers. So it is our duty, the paramount duty, to train them also in this process for you to become successful. So in this process, we need to be more empathetic, being very mindful and complying of all their needs. All these people whom I mentioned, the teaching staff, the non-teaching staff, the service providers, and also our good parents, our lovely parents of these parents. All these people we need to take into the atmosphere such that we are complying to their needs, we understand their needs, and the whole atmosphere becomes so congenial and with a feeling of belonging there. That made me as a transformational coach. So I'm being an educationist, I'm not here not only to teach only the student community, but also everyone. In this process of evolution, that's how I, from an educationist, I've transformed myself to a transformational coach.
So in a nutshell, it is not wrong for me to say that you are an educator or educationist that is all out for to see that everyone is transformed, as in
Yes.
education is rightly taking its shape in people's life. Like you said, education is not education is life itself. You are being educated, you are living a life in itself. That's fantastic, madam. Very, very, very fantastic. Okay, so in the course of your of answering the last question, you've been able to answer some of the other questions, but I'll just go on and ask a very good question. Now, you are an educationist, means that you train teachers, you are teacher of teachers, not just teachers, anybody that will come in contact with the children that will become future leaders. They are the ones that you are, they are your first target, because it goes down like that. It goes down like
Yes.
that.
True.
Okay. So, and you must have trained, facilitated, and all that. So can you describe some of the training sections you've had with some of them, some of these stakeholders in education?
Very true. If you allow me to share the screen, or otherwise, I have my YouTube channel, Smash.
Okay.
It's called a Smash. It has all the training sessions, all the training sessions.
Okay.
It's not only for the staff or the teachers, it's for the educationists and also for the future leaders. To name a few, I can say that the most dearly ones is when we talk about the success quotient, and when we talk about the multiple differences, inclusive education, which handles more about neurodiversity programs, which handle the indifferences in the students. All these are very dear to me. So Havel, definitely, I welcome you and the visitors and the audience, and also everyone to have a look at this YouTube channel, SCHMALTZ. So you can just see my profile picture there, and then you can pick up any of the session that is so that we can talk about. And if you want, if we have time, I don't mind going about one of the sessions as well.
You said SPLASH, right?
SCHMALTZ. I'll put it in this chat box so that
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We'll definitely go to your YouTube channel, and then there's no way you can say it all. We just have to see it ourselves and then learn from those videos that you must have put up there. Okay, so do you know that a lot of people find it difficult as a teacher? I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to go into education and all. So what advice do you have for them, for people who are even trying to say that, okay, education is my passion and that's the career path I want to choose? So what advice do you have for them?
For the educators, you mean? If I'm going to get the question right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it for the young people or the teachers that you're talking about?
Now, for young leaders or people that are looking up to coming into that career, people that want to become a teacher, maybe they're in college of education, in university studying education, and because of the issue here and there, people believe that educators, we don't have money. You know, they're not rich, they're not, and the stress is too much and all. So what advice do you have for young people coming into that profession?
Yeah, sure, love. I just put in the chat box my website, www.vidya.com. I have a blog page there. If you can open it, you can open it and show it to the audience if it is allowed. So otherwise, you can just see the blog where I do write. I keep writing my articles. And one of the article is more related to the question that you asked now. What I would like to share or say to these young people, the young learners who are in the process of learning, for whom life is very, very important. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the best message which I have from my side is the best way to destiny, what you want to become, is that you create it. You strive, you drive yourself, and you create it. So that's the best message that I have, because destiny itself is like a wonderful tapestry in which every thread is guided by the teacher, by the tender hand, and yours, which is placed side by side by another thread that and held and carried for so longer years, for so long. So destiny is the one that you create and you live in it. That's how my profile picture, if you see, that itself say that I don't dream, I live in destiny. So dream is the one which is not that you get when you sleep. Dream is the one which never allows you to sleep. So you live in your destiny, and the destiny that you create for yourself. That's the message that I have for them.
That's powerful, ma'am. I must tell you, what you're saying is that we should stop dreaming and deceiving ourselves. Just create the world you want to live in. Create it already. Just create it.
Because
that's
our life is an anchor. You are the anchor, and invest in time to harness the anchor ship, and you will conquer your destiny. And in this beautiful life has been always a string of moments that you have created, enjoyed, experienced with others that make the world turn for us. And in that, every single step is a big leap to fly high. That's another quote. That's my favorite quote. Every single step of your life is a big leap to fly high. So being mindful of that, being aware of the consequences, being aware of all the hardships, you actually do things, and we steer our own ship towards the passionate projects, people, and the places to stay true to our inner heart. And so that every single moment is so dear to steer every single opportunity to us to near.
Okay. You will agree with me that sometimes, so we create the life we want to live, just like you said, and then make every single moment count, like you have said. But sometimes it could be overwhelming. I mean, the human nature in us could. So I want to ask a question, ma'am. Can I go on and ask? No, you get it. Okay, so the question is that, how do you now stay motivated and inspired, even when you're overwhelmed? Sometimes the human nature in you, how do you get motivated in your work as a transformational coach and an educationist with a difference?
Very true. It's all lies within you, Sola. It lies within you. It lies within me. This day, this moment is so dear to me, even to you. Definitely it is. And we cherish this moment. That's how it brings the beauty on our face. It brings a smile on our face. So who is the captain of the ship? Our mind is the captain of the ship. And what you think, it comes here and it reflects on your face. So if you want to look beautiful, your mind has to be beautiful. There's no other go. You cannot compromise on that. And that comes in the coaching. Definitely it comes in the coaching. So who is going to decide that? The first step is always deciding. Imagine to our state of mind as a captain of the ship, and the anchor is our life mission. Now, what's our mission? What's the mission between Sola and Vidya? Is that to take this program of successful living more vibrant, more enjoyable, and we cherish this moment. We live this moment such that we take it forward to the viewers, to the audience. So that's the mission. That's our mission for this program right now at this moment. So with this, if we just carry forward, whatever hardships that might come our way, whether the camera working, mic working, or we lose the internet, nothing stops us. We become unstoppable. And we are just on the go. Do you agree with me, Sola?
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. It's a mind-blowing section we are having here. Unfortunately, we do not have time again. So I'm going to ask you this last question before we go up. So can you just tell us, ma'am, how do you see your work as a coach evolving? You're particular about evolving. everything you do, right? So how do you see your work as a coach evolving in the future? That's going to be your last question, ma'am.
Oh, oh, lovely, lovely. Well, uh, if you're going to ask me, like exactly what do I think about coaching? Coaching is, if you're a coach, there are definitely few things that we need to keep in mind and we should be mindful of. 5 beautiful traits of a good coach. First is that you become a good listener. When you become a good listener, then you are able to put yourself in other place shoes, and you will be able to understand their problems. You will be able to think from what they see, they perceive, they undergo, and they receive, and what they perceive for. So in that case, what is very, very important being a coach, that you should be very, very listening. And when you listen, you become empathetic. And when you are empathetic, when you are receptive, then you are able to put yourself in other person's shoes. You're able to understand the problems, the strengths, and the shortcomings of the other persons more clearly. You're able to place yourself in the hardships of those persons, such that your solutions that you're going to give will be more practical, will be more reasonable, such that they will be able to understand, they will also welcome this part of it, definitely, such that they will respect you, and because you are listening to them, you are understanding them. So this way, the triangle, the tapestry works much more clear and much more practical. So this is very, very important. Then when it comes to coaching, people come and discuss the problems with the coach. You do agree with me, right, Shola? But as a coach, the work of the coach, or the profession of the coach, or the task of the coach is not to give solutions at all. As I told you, wherever you are, whichever field you are not here to offer solutions to them. You take them to the solution. Let them decide, let them act, let them evolve, let them do it, and they will reach there, definitely. This is what I feel about coaching, and it really helps.
Okay,
It
ma'am.
helps in every single situation.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Maybe I didn't tell you that I am an education coach myself, and you have just nailed it. The work of a coach is not to tell you what to do, but to help you discover the solution, because the solution is even inside of you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for watching us live today. On behalf of IIU, Emmy, and our doctor here with my humble self, we say thank you, thank you. And I'm sure that it's been a productive one. I'm sure you've gotten value for this today. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your
Yeah,
time.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.